And at number 5, their week 1 opponent, the LSU Tigers. We all know that last year was a huge surprise. Nobody anticipated Brian Kelly winning the SEC West in year number 1. Nobody anticipated Jaden Daniels playing that well down the stretch. Granted, I know things didn't go his way against Georgia in the SEC championship game. I know he didn't play great against Texas A&M in the second to last game of the regular season, but the bowl game was great. Played great against Bama when they had to have it. Did some really nice things throughout the course of the season. That was year number 1. Let's not forget that. Year number 1, and it was a resounding success. Now you return arguably the best receiver core in the SEC, and you bring back an offensive line that is bookended by true freshmen. You're adding more, and they should be bigger, stronger, better than just about anyone in the league. Now, Georgia fans will push back and say, we have the best offensive line. Bama fans will push back and say, we have the best offensive line. How do y'all feel? I don't know, man. I look at LSU, and I think when they finally figured it out down the back half of the season and they settled in on the 2 bookend freshman tackles, think about how much better those guys are going to be here in year number 2. They solidified the front with big physical bodies. I think they're going to be in great shape up front. The only question I have is who gets the touches at running back and what's the pecking order going to look like there. Let's go to the defense side of the football. Harold Perkins is probably one of the scariest defensive players in America because he can line up off the ball, he can spy the quarterback, he can rush the passer on third down. You can't block him. I mean, goodness gracious, you're lucky if you can breathe on him. Just try. Whatever you got to do to protect your quarterback from number 40, you better do it. And last year, when you talked to their defensive coordinator, Matt House, he's like, man, to be honest with you, he doesn't even really know what he's doing yet. Like, wait till he knows what he's doing. It's like, hey, see ball, get ball, Harold, go get it, please. And he did it. Well, now when he can actually read and diagnose and kind of figure it all out, he's going to be even better. I believe here in year number 2. They also add a big-time transfer in Omar Spates at middle linebacker. Those are 2 off-the-ball linebackers, assuming Harold Perkins plays off the ball, where I think they're going to be really, really good. You bring back Greg Penn in the back end as well. You went out. The one question mark that you had is this is a school that has long considered themselves DBU. Now, do you agree with that? That's up to you. I'm not making that declaration. I'm saying that LSU considers themselves DBU. Well, their secondary, not bad last year, but certainly not elite. They go out, they get 4 transfers in the secondary. Who's going to start? Who's going to win those competitions? And will they ultimately be able to lock down those positions, or will it be a little bit of a rotation situation, at least in the first couple games of the season? LSU secondary, they better be ready to roll week 1 because we know Florida State, like we just talked about, has really solid receiver core and an excellent quarterback. If the pass rush is not up to speed, I think it will be, the secondary better be able to lock it down. And if they can't, that could be a difficult game for LSU in week number 1. But like I said, man, week 1, number 5, my number 5 against my number 6 team, that's the matchup you die for there in week number 1.